Okay, what I want to do now is I want to make sure when I cut into this bumper, I want to make sure that I get it at the right level on both sides. It has to look, it's got to look exactly the same at both sides. So I'm going to use some tape. I'm going to mark it, get a reference point. So I'm going to put my reference point at the edge of this light here, and I'm going to put it basically in the middle of here, so you can see it's. I put that there in a straight line. There. That's my reference point. It doesn't matter if it comes up there. So in a like manner, if I do the same here, I did it from the side of that light. I did it in a straight line. There. So it's Bavarian, does that look about right? Okay, so now that we've measured these, we want to make sure that we get in the middle of these tape, in the middle of these two, this tape. So if we measure, you can see that's 13 centimeters. So we want to go in the middle of that. That's 6.5. So if we mark it with this, mark it with either a pencil or something that you can clearly see. So it's going to be 6.5. That's my reference point there. You can see the little pin mark. Let's just so we can see where it's bang in the middle at this little point there. Do the same with the other side. And you can see I've got it right because it's 13 centimeters over here as well exactly. So that means 6.5 is around here. So that's the midpoint where I want to be putting these sensors to make it look nice and clean. Okay, so you get given a free, with these packs, you get given a free drill bit. So this is the perfect size for the sensors that you're provided with. So put it in place, and then now we'll carefully drill in. So put your drill bit carefully over your hole. Don't go too fast because take it stair carefully. Just want to stop for 1 second. So you can see we're carefully drilling. You can see that? Made a perfect cut around there. Okay, so we now feed the wires down through the back of here. I just push them in, and you'll see the wire dropping down. As you'll see on here, these things then just clip in place. Make sure it's marked at the right place, so it says on there up, so make sure that's at the top. So it goes just like that. And just pop it in place to make it tight, just feel around the back and put some pressure from the back so you can pop it in place correctly. perfectly in place. There we go. Okay, so I've marked either side. Put some tape on the bumper so you can see where we need to be putting our last two set of sensors. So I've found the central point of the bumper and just marked a certain distance either side. So this one's 23 centimeters, and you can make sure it's the same distance of both sides. So if you look at it, that's exactly where our next sensors need to go. So now that we've marked that, we need to mark our holes on the tape, and then that's where we need to drill next. Okay, so we're now just tidying up all of these cables and getting them as high as we can possibly, and just feeding them around the back of the bumper and feeding them above everything so that they don't ever fall down or go loose. And we just want to get them to this side of the car so that we can then put them, we can find an access point and put them into the car. So as you can see, we're just feeding all these wires through and feed it through. Make it all tight, so we've got that one tight. This is the next one. Keep it up high so that it can never drop down low. Around the back. It's a little bit fiddly, not too hard. So now we've got all the wires ready, they're all ready to push up into the car, and there's an access point underneath your car, and we're going to put these in order through the access point so that we can get them into the boot of the car and plug them into the control unit. So I want to get the smallest one. Push it up through this hole. Okay, so the cables now come through, so we've put the first one into the control unit, just carefully snap that in place, and that one's ready, and we'll now do the same for the other three sensors. Okay, so we have to get power from the reverse lights, which we've tracked back from the reverse lights here. We pulled the casing off, ran a wire down through the back of here, pulled the side panelling out, and we are just now finishing off joining all the cables, joining all the wire, and covering it back up to make it safe. Put loads of this tape on. It's as cheap as chips, so don't be stingy with it. Lots on it. Okay, so to get into your reverse lights here, the wires for these reverse lights run behind your panelling. So in order to do it, you need to take some of this panelling off. And these panels just clip in, so they're very, very easy. As you can see, clip that out there. Hold this here, clip it. Gently take your hands behind and just apply a bit of pressure. Clip that out. Clip that out. And as you can see, these are just little clips that snap into place. We have cut into the reverse light. How we actually identified which was the reverse light is we had a look where the bulb goes. So if you take this little panel out here, you can see that this is your reverse light. Your power always has a red line on it. It's always either red or it has some red on it, so we know that the reverse light in this vehicle is the white and red wire there. So when it flows back through, this is, well, we've now covered it back up, but you have to find that wire there and cut into it, and in the same manner as how we have joined the wires, we've just done the same. We've just cut away some of the insulation on the wire and wrapped the wire around it and then taped it all back up to make it all safe. Okay, so we've got all the cables through, we've plugged them all in, so all of the sensors are attached to the control unit. We now get the power wire and we connect that one into the control unit. As you can see, it's clearly indicated power. Push that in. And the final stage is our beeper. That is the last one that we plug into the control unit, and that now is ready to stick with a sticker on the back and ready to put this clean and tidily away in the back of your car so you don't see it. Put that in there. It's clean and tidy up there, way out the way so you'll never see it, and it's nice and clean. Now we just need to hide all these wires, put them all the way around the back, so we just carefully wire them all together, put them in a big group and hide them around the back. Sensor, we've got all of our wires pushed around the back in here so they're as tidy as can be. We've now put the little sticker on the back of our little bleeper, and we need to just hide the bleeper. So we'll get that ready and we'll stick that in around the back here. So it's concealed. And there it is, it's squished all in place so it can't move. All these wires are hidden, kept out of the way, and it's now fully installed, and our rear parking sensors are now ready to rock and roll.